Hey everybody, VR Gaming Fan here. About to try out recording again on the game Xortex. I've already beaten it twice while recording, and both times the recording is screwed up. And of course, no pics, it didn't happen, so here we are going again, just to prove that I can do it. Game's pretty simple. Your hand is the ship, don't get hit, and kill everything you see. You can see it starts out real easy. Something I've noticed in my attempts to record this so far while playing it is it looks much better in the Vive than it does on the screen or in the recording. The colors are much more vibrant, the detail, the shadows, the textures, the crispness of the images. Now, I don't know whether or not that's actually a property of the display, or whether it's some trick my brain does because of stereoscopics or being in VR or whatever, you know, filling in the gaps. But it just looks so much more impressive and realistic in the headset than what you're seeing on the screen. And notice the big swarm of bullets that come out from the boss may look overwhelming on the 2D screen, but when you're in 3D and you can see the depth of everything, it's actually really easy to find a clear path. It does get more difficult later though. One sensation, one impulse that you need to get over when playing this is the need to get your body out of the way of the bullets. Something that Sprite has commented on and other people have commented on in games is when you do something that causes you to like walk into a wall or a table or something, it feels really weird and unnatural. And allowing these bullets and lasers to hit my body and my face also feels the impulse to dodge out of the way of them is very strong. You never quite get used to things that seem to you to be solid objects, and dangerous objects at that, passing through your body and head. Something I've always said in video games since the days of, you know, the early arcade games like Missile Command is, for the most part, what makes those games difficult is the very rudimentary and frankly crappy interface. Not just the 2D screen, but also just the crappy controls. which is demonstrated by this game, which, although the screen can get really packed with bullets and objects and everything, is not too terribly challenging, because there's one-to-one tracking of your hand, there's no controller lag, there's no need for your brain to translate what your hand's doing into what's going on. It's like what you have to do with a mouse or a joystick, where what you're doing with your hand actually gets changed into some other kind of action. This is completely natural. Your brain does it automatically. And adding in the ability of having depth perception makes it just a titanic difference, which means that in the future, as VR gaming develops, you're going to see games that are much more complex than what you can do with 2D gaming, because your brain processes the input and the movements completely naturally. I thought there was one sneaking around over there. You know, the first time I played this game, I went all the way through and beat it on the very first attempt. And ever since then, it's always taken me at least one death to get to the end. I don't know if I'm cocky, you know, getting sloppy. My biggest problem with this is I tend to get focused on one thing. I don't multitask very well, and so I'll be focused on, like, you know, what's going on over here, and some bullets will creep up on me from another direction that I could have easily avoided if I wasn't myopically focused on one thing. On. Those guys take a long time to kill. Ugh. Of course, when the recording finally works properly, I screw up titanically. Tried using the super blaster on a boss, figured I'd give it a shot. Didn't seem to die any faster though. Maybe a little faster, not very noticeable. You can have like a whole mess of bullets going on around you, and as long as you're actually paying attention, can get in there, amongst them, between them, dodge around them. Basically, what kills you in this game is the stuff that you don't see. Ah, I thought that was a power-up. Damn it. Ugh. Man, I am sucking large. This is so pathetic. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble this time. Got it first try the first time, second try the second time. Now I just can't seem to do it for the life of me. Maybe it's like that thing where your car doesn't make that knocking sound when you take it to the mechanic. And that pain that's been plaguing you for days suddenly disappears when you get to the doctor's. I wonder if they have a name for that. Oh. So weird to look down and find some ship flying in the middle of your chest. It is nice that the boss has the decency to clear out all the crap. The star guys take too long to kill. They're just not worth the time. But they do make the environment much more cluttered. Come on, boss, clear it out for me. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh. Now the bullets are moving at different speeds. That makes it a lot more challenging. Plus, they constantly come out rather than just in a single wave. Ugh. My nose is so itchy and you can't reach it when you got the headset on. That was on the last level too. So close. Alright, this is the last try. If I don't make it, I'll just have to deal with the internet shame. I think part of the problem with this game, what makes it a little more difficult, is that you tend to treat the ship like a gun rather than a ship, so you're focusing more on aiming than you are on dodging. So it's not that the dodging is difficult, it's that you keep getting distracted from it by trying to hit targets. So you spend less time looking at your ship and what's around it, and more time looking at what your ship is shooting at, which could be on the other side of the level. That laser just went right between my eyes. Such a weird sensation. Not sure what happens to power-ups that you grab while your super shoot is going, if it makes a super shooter longer, or it just gets added on to your next collection, or whether it's just wasted. The bosses are actually the easiest part, because there's no distractions. You can just focus on the boss. That is until the last boss, because it fires out bullets that then they travel out and then they explode out in clusters in all directions. So they become like enemy ships in and of themselves, which makes that boss very challenging. But the bosses up until that point, you can just focus on one thing and ignore everything else, and it's very easy. Yeah, screw you. You guys aren't worth it. Even with a super blaster, these guys take a long time to kill. Whoop! Over here where there's less action. Oh, it didn't stay safe for long. Oh, hi, boss. Thank you very much. Cleanup was greatly appreciated. That got a little tight. Last level, again. Jeez. It is really getting crowded in here. Ah, so close. Okay. And there was the final boss right there. That's how close I was. But yeah, what I was talking about with the graphics, like I get in really close to this ship and I look at it, especially the front here, the shadows, the detail, textures, the way the light plays on it and everything. It looks absolutely amazing in here, but when I look at it on the screen, it looks dull as crap. So again, it's really hard to relay to people watching VR what it's like to be in VR. So definitely, if you haven't ordered one, you don't have one, find a friend who has one, or find a store that's doing demos, or a convention that's doing demos, and do yourself a favor and check it out. You won't regret it. Talk to you next time.